Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey and welcome back to episode 47 of my Satisfactory Let's Play series. In this video we finally bring the Mega Tower project to a close. With many floors to choose from as my favorite, this one really came together better than I expected. At 100% efficiency across almost 1,000 machines, it's really nice to see this plan be a success. Finishing the last two floors of the remaining electronics is a great way to end this factory off. Thank you all for the support and help with the series so far. Let's get to playing games. We're on part 4 of this mega project already, and it's still not done. Man, this was a lot more work than I really intended it to be. But we're getting ever so much closer. If you can see our to-do list on the side, those are all the final steps we need to finish off this factory. Now, are we going to get them all done in one episode today? Hopefully. But if not, well then we can just carry it on over to the next one and maybe we'll do a little bit of decorations alongside it. And then after that, we're going to be moving into one of our first, well, I guess our second tier 9 project, but one of our first bigger tier 9 projects to pump out a lot more stuff so that we can get some unlocks finished for this MAM section here. Sorry, the hub. So we need to unlock quantum encoding, which I pretty much have everything ready to go to unlock for it already. Once I get these, I probably do have 400 supercomputers, but we still have to craft turbo motors. I haven't actually done that yet. I do have a bunch sitting around. So we'll get that stuff ready for our next project. I'm going to be doing some dark matter crystals. Man, I can't read today. And then hopefully we'll have our Blueprint Mark III designer unlocked here pretty soon. And then after that, once we maybe get some superposition oscillators, we can unlock the teleportation portals. So this should basically make it a whole lot. I can stop using my human cannon to get around, and I can maybe use some of these. And then we can also unlock, sorry, I thought the recording crashed. Yeah, so we can unlock the singularity cells and the ballistic warp drives, which are some necessary components for finishing off this space elevator and finishing off this playthrough. We're not super close yet. We still have quite a few things left to do. I do have actually the 1,000 nuclear pasta ready to go because I automated so much last time. So it's just been kind of banked away, ready to go. And then we just got to worry about these 3 right here. And then that'll finish off phase 5 for my first time. And we'll have beat Satisfactory. Now, without wasting any more of your time, let's head on over to the tower and we'll get started on this work today. We got Quickwire, circuit boards, AI limiters, high-speed connectors, crystal computers, aluminum casings, supercomputers, and radio control units all to do. So it's going to be a busy one. Let's get geared up and we'll head on over there. Oh yeah, the tower is looking pretty good. The floors are getting all filled up, and then we have our 2 final floor here's ready to go. So I just went ahead and I pre-put them on in between the episodes so that we can just kind of put down our machines, and then eventually we can call it a day. We do still have quite a few machines to place, including, I don't know, almost 100 assemblers, so it's going to be a little bit of a project. I'm glad I didn't die there because I almost died on my over here. So this floor right here, I've got it kind of set up. It's going to be mostly the Caterium electronics and a few other things. And then if we go to the floor above it, I believe I've set it to be the supercomputer and the radio control unit floor. And double check upstairs here really quick. Yeah, so the top floor is radio control units, supercomputers. This is Caterium electronics, and then it's the transfer stop down below, which is like where you're going to go between the elevators. So go ahead and get started on putting these down. Let's do the Quickwire first. I actually need to do the smelters and constructors for Quickwire. So we're going to be sending the Caterium ore coming in from a train from down below. So that's going to be coming up. Probably, actually, we could maybe put these smelters downstairs. I think I have a little bit of room down there. And then maybe we can just smelt it down there and send the ingots up here if I need to. Because, actually, no, we have plenty of room. So let's put down, I need 26.4 smelters for this. So I'm going to do 25, and then I think I'll just overclock it. So R could do 30. Yeah, we'll do 30. So I'll do our blueprints here. I definitely have Caterium ones, I believe. Yeah, alright. So we got our Caterium smelters here. I'm gonna do 30 since I have them in groups of 5. So I'll do 2 stacks of 15 on top of each other. So that'll keep it nice and easy. Make sure we get this into a good position. Let's shift it back. Actually, that doesn't need to be so far back. We'll probably put it about there. Actually, I guess I don't need that much room. because it's not going to be coming up that much. So we're going to go there. And then we'll just put in 15 on the bottom and 15 on top. There we go. Perfect. So we got 30 Caterium smelters down. We're going to downclock them a little bit. And we're going to be feeding this with 1,188 incoming ore. So I think what we'll do is we'll have the first one will come in here. And from this splitter, we can actually just change this one around. Also, I didn't even realize I messed up my belt there. So if we take these ones out, I change the input to be on this side. Grab a lift. We'll just put it up through here. Connect that back in there, and then fix this one that I didn't realize was not connected properly. And then that should be able to run up from one connection here. So we'll kind of figure out where a good spot is to run this up, so I'm not like passing through a bunch of other things. So it looks like maybe as long as I stay more towards the outside, I should be all right. So let's go maybe about right, because I want to make sure I avoid crossing over some of the other ones. I'm going to go about right here. There we go. We got a lift going all the way up here. It's going to carry the Caterium all the way up through the floors. That is one thing. So, I mean, as much as I like having the Mark 6 lifts and everything, and there's probably a good reason why they have them closed in, but I do miss the fact that you can't see the items moving across them. Because I used to like doing like item waterfalls and stuff, and you can't really do that with these because everything's just kind of closed in. So it's a little bit less cool looking. I mean, the belts are definitely really cool looking, but so anyway, we got these coming up all the way up here, coming up all the way through the floors. This actually ended up working out really well. So now I just have to hook this up into here in straight mode, and then make sure these are all connected. And then we should be able to hook up the Caterium ore from down below, because it is already being trained in. It was just going into an awesome sink for now. So let's get that all sent up here. And then we should be able to stick an awesome sink probably here off the end of it, just to get them kicked on and going. And then we can move on to the Quickwire constructors, for which I need 33. So I'm probably going to do 35. All right, we got our smelters down and hooked up. Everything's running. So now we can go ahead and move on to our 33 constructors. And actually, I said I was going to underclock some, like doing 35. So I think actually what I'll do is I'll do 3 groups of 10, and then I'll just overclock 1 or 2 in each row, just to boost it up to 33. And I think that'll actually be a little bit better of a way of doing it than doing 35 and underclocking. Probably look a bit better too, because then we just put 1, 2, 3 along here. There we go. See, look what an easy process that was. Just because we have our awesome blueprints ready to go, I've got all my Caterium constructors down now, and they're going to pump out. Well, basically we've got it split up to 1,680 Quickwire is going to be coming from this section, and these 6 right here. And then these 4 right here are overclocked just slightly to 75 each, and they're going to be putting out the 300 I need. That's going to go to make some plastic AI limiters. And the other Quickwire is going to go to high-speed connectors. So that'll be the next step in our process. I think the high-speed connectors are probably going to go to the floor above us, but that's okay, because I may not have room for 8 manufacturers on this floor, but we'll see how it goes. So now that I've got these all kind of laid out, I can now move the awesome sink that was here. I took it off for now. I'm going to put one in right here, so we can turn the 300 line on. And then we'll hook that up to power. And then we'll grab 2 more awesome sinks. One's going to go here. Nope, that's not correct. They actually go over here. We'll grab our awesome sink, so we'll go 1 right here. And then another one off this line. And so each of these are actually going to have 840 Quickwire coming out of them. So we'll get those kind of all hooked up to power here. These are just temporary, so it doesn't really matter. And then we'll get the Caterium ingots hooked up on this side. And then this should all be running and good to go. So I just need a lift here. Come down like that. Straight in there. That should feed in the Caterium. I actually did end up load balancing this perfectly as well, so it should fill up. Well, I mean, it's load balanced until you hit the manifolds at least, so at least every manifold's being hit super evenly. So at least these will all be ready to go. I see Quickwire already flying out of here, so I'll probably just use some of the, whatever they're called, conveyor throughputs. I'll use those to make sure my numbers are correct as I watch them go flying through here. See if I can just kind of squeeze them in just like that. And then I just need them to say 840, and then we should be good to go for the next step, which is going to be, wow, I only need 2.5 assemblers for plastic AI limiters. So we can go ahead and probably just plop that right in here somewhere. But I'm going to save that one. Let's take Quickwire off the to-do list first. And then we'll do the circuit boards, because I need 30 assemblers for the circuit boards. And I'm thinking I can maybe fit them maybe here. If I stack them, I could do like a row of 10, and then I could triple stack it, because I'm pretty sure I have enough room to triple stack assemblers. So we could try that, or we could do a row of 15, 15. Actually, no, that would be the 30. And I don't think we actually have enough room to put 15 along here. Let me try it really quick. Oh, what do you know? I was wrong. You can get 15 along here with even a little bit of space on the very end. So that is all 30 of my what's going to be the electrode circuit board. I haven't actually put these on yet. So if we go to electrodes, oh, I haven't actually picked it yet. Okay, hang on. Let me pull out the MAM. Go to my library of hard drives. It should be in here somewhere. There's plastic AI limiter. Let's grab that because I know I need that one. And then there's the electrode circuit board. We'll grab that one as well. And we'll get rid of that for now. Okay, so now we should have the electrode circuit board in here. There it is, which is rubber and petroleum coke. Actually, I just realized also that I made a mistake. I think I should actually take all of these and I should move them over here, because that's where the petroleum coke is. And I think that's more or less where the rubber is over there too. And then that way in here, we can have the plastic AI limiters and probably even the 8 manufacturers that we need for the high-speed connectors, because they need Quickwire and circuit boards. So like the circuit boards we're going to be making kind of need to be sent back over here. So it'd be a lot of crossing over everything. So I think I'll just take these and I'll move them over there really quick. There we go. Okay, so now that they're over here, that means I should have the space right in here that, yeah, I can put the plastic AI limiters, which is just 3 of them. And then I can also do the high-speed connectors, and then that should make a whole lot more sense. And then some of these circuit boards are also going to go over here as well. Yeah, this makes more sense now. So that we're going to have 24 assemblers over here doing crystal computers. So that's why this is basically why this is called the Caterium floor, because it's getting a lot of Caterium stuff. And basically all the petroleum, coke, and rubber is going to be turned into the circuit boards, and those circuit boards, kind of an electronics floor thing. That's kind of why they're here too. So let's go ahead. We'll leave those for now. I'll pop back in to hook them all up in just a minute, just so I can get everything kind of spaced out here. So I want to do 24, exactly 24 assemblers, because there's no, if I do it this way, there's no underclocking or overclocking required. So I should be able to do 24. Maybe I could just do 2 rows of 12. That'll probably work out pretty well. So let's just grab our blueprints. We'll put down 2 rows of 12. I just double check my build list here and make sure I have enough room on the floor for everything else. Yeah, we're getting pretty well close down to it. So let me put down 2 rows of 12 here, which is just going to be this 4 times, because 3. And then that'll be our crystal computers. And then we can pop back over to that side, put in the manufacturers and the 3 assemblers over there. And then we'll start hooking everything up, and then this floor will be done. Alright, I got my 2 rows of 12 assemblers down, and of course nighttime comes just as we're having fun. Man, I can't wait for, I think as I'm recording this, 1.1 is supposed to hit the full release tomorrow, June 10th. So hopefully next episode I record will be in the full release of 1.1. We'll see if they dropped anything new along with it, but hopefully it's just a little bit more stable, and hopefully that means really soon I get my mods back, because I really want to be able to just skip through the night again. But I think for now, while I pass through the night, I'm just going to hook up all the belts and everything and the power, so that when we skip ahead to morning, we can go ahead and turn some of these on. And then we'll do the ones over here. So let's take circuit board off our to-do list. Done. And then this was going to be crystal computers. That's also done. And then we just got to go back and do the AI limiters and high-speed connectors in the morning. Alright, new day. Well, a little bit further into the new day, because it turns out I had to turn everything around again. Otherwise, I would have been putting belts all over the place. So, I have our section here now is all ready to go. These are set for computers. And then our section over here is set for our circuit boards. So coming through here, I've labeled it, is going to be 120 circuit boards feeding our computer system over here. And then there's another 30 circuit boards. Those are going to be feeding over here to where there's going to be 8 manufacturers making high-speed connectors. That's also going to get fed from the Quickwire over here. And then some of that Quickwire is also going to feed, there's going to be 3 assemblers. I'm going to put them pretty much right here so that then we can just put it in our manufacturers. And then those 3 assemblers are going to be making some plastic AI limiters. And then those high-speed connectors, the plastic AI limiters, and the computers, and something else, I think it's either rubber or plastic, is going to be making the supercomputers. So I think I'll start with the 8 manufacturers actually, since obviously that takes up way more space than anything else. And I'm actually just going to use my crystal oscillator 4-stack blueprint for this one, since I should be able to feed everything fairly easily. Like there's going to be 2 lines of Quickwire coming over because it's 1,680 Quickwire coming in. But that means we can just split one of the, like 2 of these blueprints up can be fed by 1 line each of the Quickwire. So if I put them down right about here, I find a good spot for them, and then I'll just put 1 and 2 since I know they fit that way. Actually, I think I start from the back and then I can put them in. There we go, beautiful. We got all 8 put in now, so I just got to change over the signs and everything and the recipes on them. So right now they're set to crystal oscillators. So let's go ahead and set these to high-speed connectors, just like that. And I don't have to do any underclocking or overclocking here. Everything is ready to go. Just gotta actually paste those on to everybody. And then I thought I had signs on these, didn't I? Yeah, on the front here. So I'm going to change these over to high-speed connectors. There we go. That's a little better. So I changed them to green, just to kind of match the fact they're doing high-speed connectors. Changed all the pictures, and we've got all our inputs hooked up now. Or, I mean, the lines to them anyway. So we'll have 1 feeding right here, because these need Quickwire, cable, and circuit boards. So the circuit boards, or the Quickwire is going to be coming from over here. So 1 line is going to hit here, another line is going to hit there. That's Quickwire. And then I guess I actually like this floor hole here. For the circuit boards, we should be able to bring those around from this side here. Those 30 are going to feed into a spot right here. Probably this top section since they're already lifted up. And then the cables will actually be coming up from, okay, so those do actually come up from below. So we'll put a floor hole here. And that can be for that one. That'll be the cables. And then we'll bring this down, keep bringing this line down here. This is our circuit boards. Alright, that's the circuit boards are now hooked up because those will be ready to go. So then we'll get the Quickwire hooked up here in just a minute. Actually here, let me turn those off. Or get rid of them, just so the Quickwire can start backing up on those, because I mean Quickwire can stack in up to 500, so I mean it's going to need a little bit to make sure these are ready to go. And then off the end of these I'll put an awesome sync, the high-speed connectors, because those are going up to the supercomputers, which is on the floor above us. So we'll just kind of link these together for now, and then we'll put in a awesome sync. Okay, so now we're just going to put in those 3 assemblers for the plastic AI limiters. We'll put those in. Let's get our assemblers here. Oh, I don't need a stacking. Oops. There we go. I'll kind of tuck these in up towards the front here so that they're not interfering with the Quickwire too much. And this gets a little bit of Quickwire anyway at the front. So we'll put these here, and then this Quickwire, like I said, this is going to the plastic... Or sorry, the Quickwire over here is going to the plastic AI limiter here, so we're going to get plastic coming up here as well, so we'll just find a little floor hole we can connect that to. So we'll pop this in right here, just line it up with the blocks, and then that should give me enough. I'm going to shift it over just a little bit more. I'll put it right. That's a little too close. Let's put it back where it was before. There we go. And then so this Quickwire comes over here. That quick wire gets connected up to there. Oh, because these had no power. I was like, why are these not filling up yet? Let's get these hooked to power and they'll start taking in some of that quick wire. And we should be able, actually we should be able to start turning everything on. So let's go ahead, we'll get that hooked up and going. And then we'll get these hooked up. These get the rubber and the petroleum coke from the floor below. So we'll get those all hooked up, ready to go. I got those floor holes here and ready. So we'll get those hooked up and those turned on. We'll basically be able to get most of this floor turned on. So let's jump ahead to me confirming that I didn't make a giant mistake here somewhere. Oh, I gotta make sure these are plastic AI limiters. But I need to down clock you guys to only do 20, because right now you do 24. So what if I just take you in the middle and I just take away 4? All right, just a little bit of time later, or maybe a lot of time later, we have got this floor pretty much hooked up running. So we have our plastic AI limiters here, so that can go off the to-do list. We have our high-speed connectors obviously right next to it. That can also come off the to-do list. And then the only other things we have left to do are the aluminum casings, the supercomputers, and the radio control units. So I can either do the aluminum casings over here in this corner, which I think I might do just to make use of this corner, otherwise it's more or less just wasted space. But speaking of wasted space, we're going to have a lot of that upstairs, because all I have left to do after this is the supercomputer manufacturers and the radio control unit manufacturers, which is only a couple of them. So mainly upstairs is just going to be a couple machines, and that'll be pretty much it. But man, 4 parts in, we're almost done this build. I can't believe it. So let's do the aluminum casing constructors here. I don't need too many. I think it was just like 10 or something. It is indeed 10. It could be 11 if you wanted it to, but I'm going to do 10, and I'm just going to overclock them. I need a total of 640. I think 10 initially only does 600, so I'll just have to boost them up a little bit. But we're going to be taking the aluminum ingots that we're pulling from our factory tower over there. We're pulling in 960 aluminum ingots to turn into 640 aluminum casings, which I maybe could have done a little bit better job had I have maybe brought in a little bit more copper to boost that up a little bit, but it's okay. We can work. If we need more aluminum in the future, we'll adjust things, but I think I have to build more aluminum at some point anyway. So let's go wait for the autosave to finish here. There we go. Oh god. Autosave almost killed me. Okay, so do I have aluminum construction blueprints? I think I do actually. There we go. So we're gonna go 10 constructors for aluminum casings, without any stackable anything over top, just your normal things set up right here. So they're going to be coming out from down below. So I'll probably turn them this way so we can bring them up from over maybe on this side of the build somewhere. And then I'll just kind of scoot them back a little bit into position. Should have power there. There we go. Then that's more or less, I think, where I'd like them to be. Maybe a little bit more this way. Just like that. I think that'll work. Put down our 10 construction aluminum casing. Like I said, add on 40. So I think I'll just add 20 onto you, make you 80. And then I'll do the same thing onto this one. And then we'll get that sent up from below, and then we can go up to the final floor above and we can finish this build off. Thank the Lord. Okay, we're gonna move on to the final floor. I just really wanted to take some time to admire this floor before we go really quick. Everything seems to be running smoothly. I'm seeing 100% efficiency across the board. Got our computers here flowing into the awesome sinks. Got our Caterium turned into Quickwire. We got our plastic AI limiters here. We got our high-speed connectors here. Everybody seems to be running appropriately. Got our circuit boards here. I had to fix a little problem I was having with the rubber and the petroleum coke, but it seems to be balanced back out now. This is, I've got a couple overproduced here at the moment, but it should clear itself up in a moment. We got the aluminum casings coming out of here. As long as I see, it says 600. This should be 6. Oh right, I forgot to overclock these. That's why. There we go. Overclock the 2 on the end, give it a little 20 extra, and now I actually should have 640 coming out of here. There we go. Okay, so now everyone is working properly. Now we can hop on into the elevator and head up to the final floor and finally finish this project off. All we gotta do is put down 16 manufacturers for the radio control units and 6 manufacturers for the supercomputers.
Being an elevator AI has its ups and downs.
Aha. Actually, I'm going to do 5 manufacturers for the supercomputers. It's 5.34 to make 10. So it means one would just be underclocked. So I think actually I'll just overclock it instead. So we can just have, so I can split it easily 2 between each. I won't have to do a weird decimal across the 5 of them. Okay, so let's do our 16 manufacturers first. Now, obviously I have just a lot of room on this floor. So instead of doing my stackable blueprint like I was doing, I think I'll just go ahead and I'll do like my regular manufacturer blueprint. Yeah, just like this. So the radio control units are 3 inputs: computer, the aluminum casing, and the crystal oscillator. And then the manufacturer for the supercomputer needs 4 inputs. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 for this one, so we'll do 16 here. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be 12. Alright, I've got it. I'm going to do all 16 along this backside here. Yeah, we're running out of power. Then I'm going to do just the 5 for the supercomputers, probably over here somewhere. And then I'm going to leave some open space for some drones to come and pick these up and take them somewhere. Because the radio control units have to go over to my nuclear pasta factory. And then the supercomputers are probably going to get used, I believe, in a couple things in the future. So I kind of want to just have these like ready to go. And I've definitely run out of room in terms of the train space downstairs. So we're definitely going to have to start using a few drones. And we may even have to get into setting up like a packaged rocket fuel factory to fuel those drones. So, but that'll be future Sheffy's problem. For now, let's get these 16 manufacturers down with 3 inputs. And then we'll put down the 5 with the 4 inputs. I'll start right about probably somewhere in the middle. Right about here. Just lock it into position. That looks like it should be enough space. Got 3 on the back, 5 on the front, so I'll actually just scoot it a little forward there. And then we'll go 1. Oops. 2 there. So that should be 8 if I put this one on the end over here. Will let me. There we go. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, that's too many. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I put too many down. Okay, so actually, I'm gonna overplace manufacturers here just so this floor gets filled up just a little bit. So since 10 fits here really nicely, I'm going to actually have to shift them forward just a bit, but that's just so I can actually get the rest of these onto the back here. Alright, so now that those are down, it's actually pretty easy to clock these. So we're going to go to, there's our radio control units here. And then we're going to have everybody make, what do we actually need here? So we need 40, right? And we have 20 constructors. So if everybody makes 2, that should be simple enough. And so that'll be done, and then so we'll do our supercomputers. Maybe I'll place a couple extra of those. Not too, I'm not going to place 20, but maybe I'll end up placing a couple down now just because it looks a little bit better. So maybe we'll go with like just 10 manufacturers on this side. And then that'll leave space for drone ports on the like both middles. So a drone port can be here for the radio control units. Drone port can be here for the supercomputers. And the crystal oscillators, I believe, are just going into storage for me to use for like my building and stuff. I didn't actually craft enough, I don't think, to use any in like a future recipe. I mean, I could potentially use them, but I think most of them were just mainly for crafting purposes. So Let's throw down another 10 here on the other side. Try and line it up roughly where the same as this one is. Alright, 10 manufacturers for our supercomputers, which means if I need 10, everybody makes 1. There's a supercomputer, so instead of 1.88, you're going to make just 1. So we're downclocking them to almost 50%, but that's totally fine because I think that'll just make the floor look a little better. I forgot I was supposed to use the 4 ones here. My bad. Blueprints. I need the 4 input one here, which is this one. So let me just swap these over really quick, and then we can get them hooked up to some floor holes, and then we'll be pretty much bringing this this 4-parter series to a close. Alright, I got things hooked up to power. I've got some input lines coming in. Let's get all these hooked up and we can have these machines fired up and running. So, let's start with the radio control unit side. We need the aluminum casings, the crystal oscillators, and the computers. That's pretty straightforward. So 2 of those, well, one of those comes from the floor below us, the computers. The crystal oscillators will come up from, actually 2 of the aluminum casings come from below us as well. So we'll pop on down to this side. We'll bring the aluminum casings and the computer up. And then the crystal oscillator, I should be able to pass between the 2 floors fairly easily. I'll probably end up then putting that one on the outside, just since I'll have to add another floor hole kind of coming over here. So I figure where this one is more or less placed. Looks like I am just... Let's grab another one just to test here. Okay, I am in the middle point off the center. Down here, so let's go to the center. Was it this side? No. Okay. It was this side. So I think I'm about right there. Oh, I mean to be right here though. This is actually going to be a wall at some point. I'll come down here again. Just off to the center point. Pop that down there. And then, so where's Caterium? Ah, here we go. Here is the crystal oscillator floor. So we'll grab some crystal oscillators from this floor here. And then they'll just go up through here, passing up through that hole. Oh, I missed. Okay, so I was wrong. It was actually this one. We'll just place these down, get these hooked up, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, took me a few minutes, but I finally got everything hooked up. So we got computers coming in, we got high-speed connectors, AI limiters, and our plastic from down below. So that's all filling in now. And then we have our radio control units already ready to go here, so they're on this side. So like I said, I think we will end up using it as we'll put in some drone ports on this side and on that side. But for now, I guess we'll at least just put down a storage container for them to go into. With a smart splitter in here somewhere. Right about there. That can just fill into a storage container, and then we'll throw the overflow. We're obviously going to have overflow here at 40 per minute. We'll just throw that into a sink over here. Put that on there. Connect you into there. There you go. So that'll throw that everything, throws everything forward. And then overflow to the right. A little bit of power. There we go. Okay, so now we'll just do the same to this side. Because I don't think I've actually seen anything come out over here yet. Sounds like everything's working away though. Everything down here at the bottom, I do. Awesome, I see some fully automated supercomputers. We're hand making these for now, so it's nice to see them fully automated now. So that means that's going to come out of here. We're going to grab another smart splitter. Pop it right here. And then we'll put our storage here off to the left. The dimensional depot on top of that, so I can actually use these if I need to for crafting. Or unlocking stuff, which I think I'm going to be doing here soon. Oh yeah, let's say left is any undefined, and forward will be the overflow this time. Stick an awesome sink off in front of that. Oops. Maybe. There you go. Connect you up to the power here. And there we go. That is the supercomputers. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that actually does bring us to, believe it or not, the end of this mega project. It's been quite a journey, and we'll just go through a quick recap here of all our floors, because man, I'm honestly really impressed with how this all came together. So, top floor, we have our radio control units and our supercomputers being made, and then we'll feed into drone ports. Hop in the elevator, go down a floor to our Caterium electronics.
Lonely. I am so lonely. I have no body of my own.
Oh my god. Singing an Akon song. Okay, so now we've got everything going on down here. This is our Caterium floor. We've got crystal computers being made, all the Cateriums coming in, Quickwire, AI limiters, high-speed connectors, and our circuit boards, and a little bit of aluminum over here back in the corner. So kind of just a little bit of a bonus into that floor there. This floor looks really cool, actually. I find the more the variety of things you put on a floor, the cooler it ends up looking. So now we'll go down to the transfer stop, which is also our oil production floor. We're doing our plastic, our rubber, and our petroleum coke. And you'll transfer down here to our next floor down below. Everyone's still down here working 100% efficient, I hope. Seeing lots of green lights. Okay, good. It's good to see. So now we can call for the elevator from here. And we'll see down our other floors that we've done. Man, it's crazy to see all these still working, all the green lights, 100% efficient all this time. This project has been, I think I probably put around pretty close to 30 hours into this this little 4-part series. Just between all the prep work and everything, and yeah, the elevator's finally here. That's how long it takes to get around. So here we'll hop down to our crystal oscillator floor, another one of my favorite floors because it's a floor of just 80 crystal oscillator manufacturers. It looks super, super cool. Very nice, very pretty, very active, lots of stuff going on. And come on down to our quartz and copper floor. Another, man, I feel like every floor is just my favorite floor at this point. Everything's got a lot of variety and different things on every floor. There's constructors, there's smelters, there's manufacturers, assemblers. We're using a little bit of everything in this one. So just hoping to still see just all green lights all around. It looks like we're all doing pretty good so far still. Come down to our final floor of the factory, the iron floor where it all started. Well, technically it started with the trains, but this was the first episode we did, where we set up all of our iron stuff coming in. This was the basics, and man, this was where the cool idea for the factory really all began. And then you can hop on down here, come on down to the train floor, where you got all our trains loading everything in. We've got oil coming in as a product. This is my first time using the liquid trains. Our aluminum casing, or aluminum ingots coming in for aluminum casings. Here's the Caterium. Here's the quartz, and I have the petroleum coke upstairs that should be in a sink here. It's actually in a sink upstairs, so it's got to bring that down to finish it off. But I think that will bring us to the end of this project. I'm pretty excited to be finally done with this one, even though it was definitely a cool one. And every time I get into these, they end up being one of my new favorite builds to hang out in. So I really like this one a lot. Thank you guys again for hanging with me and bearing through it. If you have any cool ideas for things I can maybe add for some decorations, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you guys next time for a Tier 9 project.